So let's talk about some burly men on the sea. It's I can't even really get hype for it. It's just not a lot to talk about. So Burly Men at Sea is about three guys, supposedly brothers or friends or something, I don't know, but they find this map that's empty, and they take it to a coffee shop where an old man with a big beard tells them to go on an adventure because this empty map will lead them on an adventure. It's I get what it's going for, but it does it kind of like, oh, it's I don't even know how to describe it. It's just there's the problem with this game is that there's not a lot to it. And I get the style that it's going for, but it just didn't impress me, and it didn't really feel like there was a lot going on. Although it's cute in its own way, it requires a couple of playthroughs though, because it's very short. On this first little adventure, now this sounds kind of exciting, but it's actually a bit drab, really. But on my first adventure, I was eaten by a whale, turned into a seal, and then I started drowning, and then all of a sudden this water dragon type thing pops up out of nowhere and goes, "Oh, you've had such a lovely adventure, haven't you?" And I'm like, "It's okay, I guess." And then you wash up on shore, and somehow you're back in the coffee shop again. And that's it, really. That's the entirety of the game. But it does get a little better with each playthrough, but it needs those several playthroughs to actually be playable. There are 12, I believe there are 12 different story paths that you can go through. And they all seem to start with being eaten by a whale, and they seem to end with the water dragon thingamajig. But interesting thing about the game is that once you complete a playthrough, you get this little code that's supposed to be a mystery, and it tells you to go to this website to solve the mystery. Well, the mystery is a digital book detailing your adventure in just a more wordy way. It's a 50-ish page PDF file that you can download or buy. You have to buy it for $4. Of course, I went and bought the book because I just had to see this part of the game that wasn't really part of the game. And the book showed in a little note that this code that I typed in gives me one of 12 variants. So that's how I just kind of assumed that there are 12 different paths to the game. So that's it, really. Kind of a waste of $4. And the only real thing of note is the controls, which are also lackluster. It's a point and click adventure, but also sort of a visual novel. At least that's how the website describes it, and that's an accurate description. But the only thing that is really notable is how the screen is sort of surrounded by a bubble, and everything outside of that is just a white cover, and all you see through this little lens. And it's a bit annoying because what you do is you move the lens one way or the other, and then the characters follow you so that they follow the lens, and you don't actually control where they move. It adds a weird time lag that I just wasn't a fan of. So the game, it was nothing like offensively bad, but it was sure less than spectacular. So I would give it a 4 out of 10. And the only reason it didn't get a 3 out of 10 was because there were some parts that were genuinely cute or charming that made me go, oh, that's nice. But other than that, I wouldn't bother with this game. It's just not much to talk about. And there are better games out there. So, with that said, you might not enjoy this game, but see you around. Enjoy gaming in general. Okay. Bye. Bye.